Hey everybody, it's Commander Clyde, and we're here with another dual tier list update. Haven't updated this guy in quite a bit, so it seemed like a good time to do it now. Don't worry about this thing down here. It's an ad that didn't load, so ignore that. Anyway, we're gonna get immediately to the action, and that is of course placing the most recent release, and that's Baba Yaga, as you all should know. Now, Baba is a very strange god in terms of her abilities don't deal as much damage as a typical mage. She's much better suited to a more defensive style of play, and in fact is typically best suited as honestly, in my opinion, a tank in a team. It's not really much of a dual god as it is. Or I say tank, but she's more of like a bruiser type of god than anything. Although some people have been trying to experiment with her in mid, she just does not feel particularly well suited to that style of play. Anyway, so main weaknesses are her damage is kind of low. Weird, it's like if you want her to be really effective with that, you kind of have to go full damage, and that's pretty difficult to pull off in a duel. You usually have to have some kind of defense. And if you like to go bruiser, it's likely you won't have enough damage to actually be a threat unless it's in a specific matchup. Although I did get close in that match against Sam, but with the HP Nike thing he was doing, that was a bit awkward. But that's not an atypical situation, so you might have a better chance in a different matchup with that. And of course, her ult is pretty good as a defensive tool and such. Not reliable damage necessarily, but if you get good with it, it's a decent amount of damage. It actually will do the most out of your kit, and that's pretty good with an ability that also has a shield on it. Anyway, so with that, where are we going? If I can get it to scroll down. Hold on. There it goes. Okay. Now I gotta decide, do I want straight up A tier? Yeah, I mean, tentative A tier placements, you know. I'm always weird about new gods that don't have an immediate or a obvious use in duel, so keep her right in A, because that's a safe bet. Okay, anyway, let's get into changes for the existing placements here. I've seen a lack of strength from Vulcan lately in the way that actually... So we're gonna actually move him and Hades around, because I think Hades is in a better state than him right now, not only because he wins that particular matchup, but I think he has better matchups than Vulcan does. See, against all these gods here, Hades honestly has the better matchup. Just because his ult and all those fun things like that. Vulcan is god is, if his 3 is down, he's kind of pretty much a sitting duck, and all these gods are going to take full advantage of that with him. And he'll be pretty easy to kill. That's why I always go blink against Vulcan, because you play aggressive, you blink away, you blink at him when he tries to hit his knock up on you, and you avoid it and engage onto him, and pretty free. So yeah, there's that change there. Rest of the gods in S, I think we're good where we are. I know Heim's been pretty popular right now, but I don't see him as an S plus character. I think these gods are still much better options. than Heim is going to be. With that, I don't really see a whole lot that needs to be different. Man, my throat. Sorry about that. I had to stop, try to clear that. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So S, don't see changes here. That was pretty much all I wanted to look at there. Do we have any here? Anybody want to move up? Not that I see at the moment. Well, actually, you're gonna put Izanami up in S, actually, because she's been pretty popular right now. I think her win rate's pretty good. I don't have that knowledge immediately offhand, but she's in a good spot right now, I think. Yeah, so she's gonna move up to S. Scudder's just annoying, tons of pressure. It's not hard for her to beat you without fighting you, which always is frustrating, but you know, that's the meta we're in right now, unfortunately. So that's what happens. Most of these gods aren't going to be gods that make significant moves, because they're pretty much the same state right now as they would have been. No one really moves, although I think Soul is a bit of a weaker pick right now, behind some of these mid-tier warriors. So I haven't seen a lot from her. I've tried to play her. Her damage in the mid game is a bit lacking, and she tends to get overwhelmed by physical gods because of that. So she moves down a little bit. Still an S minus though. A plus. Not seeing any big changes here either. Most of these gods same state. Tier is very easy to manipulate with physical auto attackers, so I don't really want to move him that much. Susanoo has a lot of trouble in duel with the single target situation where you're fighting an opponent that's probably going to have defense. Means he can't just instant kill you, and if he can't do that, it tends to get rough for him. Mercury, I think, gets a little bit of a move up just because of how he can play the meta right now. He's one of those gods too that can beat you without having to fight. And that can be really dangerous when there's a lot of farm on the map. So he moves up a little bit. There are some simple ways you can try to counteract that, but it's still going to be a pretty frustrating game regardless of that. In the A tier, you don't frequently get gods that move out of this tier just because they're a bit strange. Wait, why do I have Kukulkan down here? Let me quickly... Yeah, you're better than Ross, so go there. So yeah, move him up. I don't know why he was down there. There's not really commentary for that. I just had him in the wrong place. Now, okay, Thanatos, I think I frequently underestimate his damage in the game. I don't know why. He just doesn't seem like a good character. You know, the melee physicals like him that basically only have burst damage, I tend to undervalue a lot more because they get out damaged by warriors, and warriors are tanky, and Thanatos can't kill them very well. And then hunters, he can't get close enough to be a threat to them usually, and his I undervalue him a bit, but in playing him and seeing him more, I think he's better than I've given him credit for in the past. And quick move up. Discordia, I think same thing. Kind of underestimated her. Didn't realize how annoying her damage was and how annoying her 3 is. That, and she has been slightly buffed since the last time I've updated the tier list, so move her up a little bit too. And the rest of you can stay in weird. Okay, actually, we're going to see a rare move here. B tier god gets to move up to A tier. People are going to be wondering. I like Opwash a lot, and I've used him in some matchups pretty well that I shouldn't be able to do well in with him. And done well. That doesn't mean this god is that good. I think his damage, again, difficult to confirm if someone's paying attention and knows how to play around him. He's also one of the most immobile gods in the game. He's really only got his ult to be threatening with. And really all you have to do is like shell thorns or sprint thorns or something like that, and you're not going to have trouble with that ult, and you're going to just kill him. That's his main problem, is if it's any god that is a good melee character, he will die. Period. There's just not anything he can do. And Zeus is in a similar situation, but worse. His damage is even harder to confirm. So, yeah, that's what makes him that bad. And then obviously Guardians, because most of them do nothing. And that's, yeah. Does literally nothing. An intelligent player will win these matchups basically all the time if you're against one of these gods and not playing one of them yourself. So that's how it is. I had more changes to the tier list than the last time, and as you can see, this kind of evens out in a curve a little bit. You got fewer gods here, a little bit more, and then the most in A+, which is kind of your direct middle out of dual viability, at least. And then you go back down to nothing. So it's a good curve on it, you know. So there's a big cluster of gods here like that, but these are gods that are all dual viable in some sense and can win in a good amount of situations and aren't, you know, totally limited by their design in some way, you know. Anyway, I think that'll do it for this update today, guys. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. As usual, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys. Oh, one last thing. Don't forget to check the helpful links down in the description, because of course the link to the tier list is going to be down there. And with that, I will see you guys later for some more Smite. Have a good one.